everybody. Sort of special lunch edition, so we can knock it out of the way. Ren again. I'm here with my found weapons teacher, Daniel Levison, and Simon Mass. We actually were just working on our found scenes today, and I got lucky enough to be in the Snatch Squad, as you guys saw earlier. But yeah, like these guys have given us a lot of insight on, how to treat the scenes and things to put in the scene and stuff like that. I guess you guys can talk more about that.
Well, what we really find really important about Found is that this is that opportunity to really do what our job is, right? We're embracing character and story in an event that the fight is very organically created in the scene, that ideally if we do our job right, we can't separate it, right? Like it's perfect where, not to denigrate all the other systems, all the other weapons, because obviously we love the other disciplines and weapons, but we know that when we're adjudicating a rapier dagger scene, there's a rapier and dagger fight, and and here, what our goals are, I think, is that you're playing a fantastic scene that people would want to see at a show, right? So it's even closer to our goals as artists, right? And what I've been really excited about is how sharing and open and inclusive and smart your work has been. Literally, this person's work, and your co-participants have been really awesome and brave in what they've been offering. So that's been really awesome, really fantastic. And this is what we offer. It's very important for Fight Directors Canada. This is what we offer at our advanced level, because we absolutely want to make sure that when you leave through, because it's the highest level, of course, for certification for actor combatants, when you leave that system, you have a sense of the possible, right? And a real sense of what we can do, right? And I guess the thing for us about Found is we embrace the possibility that perhaps the scene didn't work. We embrace the possibility, like in all art.
Failure is an option.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the adjudication of it's different, right? And we have arguments about this, or other people, about what's quantifiable, and we were joking, it's like pornography, I know it when I see it, right? But in my view, the importance of it is the process that is extremely rich, and of course we're hoping for a very powerful product too, but it is different than our other disciplines, and I think you feel it, right?
Like it feels like even at our best scene, like if we manage to blow minds away, for one, it might not work for everybody, and for another, there's always another possibility that we can take that's a right answer as well. And that's one of the things that I love about found weapons. Like when I heard about found weapons, I didn't know like exactly what it consisted of, so I'm just thinking like, find a can, like, okay, how do you use this as a weapon? But it's like, no, it's about being true to what that object is. So when you use it as a weapon, I see this tray as a tray that I can hit somebody over the head with, versus how can I be super martial arty about it.
And there's a reason why you want to hit that person with the tray, right? You talked about this in the class earlier. Your will is strong in using it, and mostly because, and we can argue about this, but mostly because it allows the fight to progress in a way that we can adjudicate, right? Where the discoveries and earnest need of the character in Found speaks for itself. And you're playing Susan, who finally has been driven to the point of violence. We actually understand that now, right? This and the sudden realization that, I deserve to kill this person. I need to I need to answer my inner hate.
I need to get a release.
Totally.
In that.
And there was a moment when we were doing the exercise that you presented earlier. Like me and Sean and I don't know what Sean's background is, but my acting background is very weak. So I think we were thinking a little too hard about it, but I noticed when we were creating the text itself kind of dictated the action for us. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do this now because the text says, well, actually, let me rephrase it. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this now because it says in the script. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this because I just heard this. Fuck this, screw this guy. I'm going to call the cops. And it's definitely a process, really.
and it's an important process because otherwise you're playing cake on cake.
Right.
And that's never interesting to watch. Not even in a comical sense. So you need to, okay, I'm saying this, but I want this.
Right.
So you actually have more filters on what you're doing, which gains the interest of an audience. You're saying one thing, but you're doing another. Right. It's like I'm saying I love you, but I hate you face. Like I love you. It's more interesting.
Yeah.
And what I'm really excited about is, of course, when you have completed this. Not to give anything away. Very cool scene they're doing. The audience doesn't know. There's surprises. There's discoveries and events with the characters as well, and there's 4 scenes with multiple people. That's another thing that's really important. So unlike all the other disciplines, which are one-on-one, pairs, of course, we have 5 in your scene. We have 6 in another, and this, you're learning now how to share a stage, how to share life, to keep yourself alive, and all the things that, quite frankly, is what we do. But I'm super excited about the audience having the aha moment with you. Yeah. Right? And the and the other thing that audiences do, and you see it coming, right? Oh, this is gonna hurt when the character and the penny drops.
Or the roller quarters.
That's right. Please join us. But the excitement about, I just wanted to say that this guy is fantastic and is made so easy to work. Because he doesn't know the word no, right? And everything's been a yes and a yes and a yes, and it's been contagious to the class because of it. You've modeled the behavior you want them to take.
Well, it's like improv. You have to say yes. You need to say yes. Otherwise, you kill all the situations, and you can't really continue because then you need to restart everything to get the yes process again and again and again. And if somebody just like, I don't know, I don't want to do, then it's restricting. You find much more pleasure from working from yes. Or at least, I'll try it. That's not a no, I'll try it. And go, okay, well, how does that work for this scene? Oh, maybe we can find something that is better. Okay, let's do that then.
That's right.
Yeah. So the no is a really bad disease. We need to kill that in some way.
And it's not like we're not thinking. There is a time and a place to then start making choices, and there's a time and a place to start letting things go. Like drowning your babies, right? But right now,
we've had some dark scenes in our classes too.
Yeah, no. And you know what? It's courageous, right? Like people willing to go there.
Yeah.
But right now, we're still in that, I think, a very healthy place. We were talking, and there was that moment of, oh no, like we're testing on. But I'm really confident. People are already on their feet, and all the previous work up to this, I think, is robust and will allow us to springboard into what we're doing.
Yeah. And like a misplan of mine, I thought we actually have one more week to work. It's like, oh crap, and then Daniel says,
we're testing and found next Thursday.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, Christ.
So a week yesterday.
Yeah. So sadly, we need to push the process a little bit, which I don't really like. But it's me, and I would like to have some more time. But I think you all can do it, even with that.
And keeping about that concept of process versus the product, no one in the class, I think, doesn't understand that. Like, I think there's a real shared understanding that we're moving towards something. And quite frankly, presentation time, I think, we wouldn't be wrong to think of it as our dress rehearsal. We know if this was a show and we were truly opening, we would approach this differently. But you can go elsewhere to get a show up. This is a chance for you to really embrace your artist and embrace some risk-taking and, quite frankly, trip and fall and bloody your nose a bit and see what really works. And I...
Probably with that bloody nose too. That can be part of the show.
It is the part of the job.
So here's the question: are you going to record it, and are you going to share it? Do you think?
If I'm allowed to.
Yeah, let's find that out. Because we post student material frequently, one, because I want to show how great the students are doing, and I want to inspire other students, right? I want to share the great art and talent of my teachers and fight directors. And so all this is to purpose, right?
Yeah.
And quite frankly, cynically, also, it makes people excited to come join us, right? So it serves that purpose too. The one thing I'm very cautious about is everyone knows who everyone is.
Right.
I'm very forthright in labeling, meaning like your name is, people know it's you. The other thing is we don't post what isn't good, right? We don't want to embarrass someone. And I know that sounds subjective, right? But I would never put something up that I know someone's still in the midst of their working their art. So if you look at people like Brenna's one of our journey people. She's the bomb. I don't know enough nice words about Brenna. Or Adriana. Adriana's another experience.
Yeah.
You see growth from their basic and immediate advanced. And so that's okay. But you want to put something up where they're still struggling with who they are, and therefore it's not an example of where they're going, right? Because I think we're all smart enough to extrapolate. There's developmental growth when it's listed. This is a basic act of combat and an arm fight. It's clearly not an intermediate martial arts fight or an intermediate sound weapon fight.
Right.
Well, you can think about what is more important, the process, like the training process, or actually reaching the goal. So that's also a concept that we need to add into this. So what is more important for a student? Is it to reach that goal? And in that case, why?
Or is there anything beyond that goal?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Precisely. So if we introduce a process instead, a possibility to go different ways, we don't get to the root. We actually open up the route for you to explore, for everyone to explore in that class. Therefore, in my class today, I just felt that I'm almost giving them the answer to something. I just needed to shut that up. And
it's hard, right? Because, and it's not that we want to rush. It's just you see it, you go, you want to,
And after this, we're gonna. But finish your thought.
All I was going to say is the important thing for me is people will forget technique over time. There's so much being given to you, being crammed in a very short period of time. What I feel very strongly about and talk about is the participants are going to leave here with a good understanding of the why of something and the potential of what can be done with something. And for me, as you said, that means the world, right? You could learn a fight and get very good at it, but it's self-limiting versus understanding the why of the fight, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you guys very much for taking your time out to do, I guess, 2 parts of a video during your lunch hour. Again, I don't know who I'm going to have tomorrow, but we'll see. Thank you for joining us.
thank you.